Victoria Mboko, rising star of Canadian tennis. The rise of Victoria Mboko, a young Canadian tennis sensation making waves in her home country. Editor's note, this article has been updated as Victoria Mboko advances to the semifinals of the WTA 1000 Canadian Open in Montreal. Imagine striking a powerful backhand that sends a former Wimbledon quarter-finalist reeling, securing your first Grand Slam victory on the opening day of the iconic French Open. That's precisely how Victoria Mboko introduced herself to the world of tennis, and it's a moment that hasn't gone unnoticed by fans and experts alike. But perhaps the 18-year-old's ascendance isn't as sudden as it seems. She might have already been sending signals of her potential for quite some time. It's just that many weren't quite attuned enough to hear them. As the whispers of her talent grow louder, her performances have indeed captured the attention they deserve. Following her impressive run to the third round of the French Open, she has reached the semifinals of the WTA 1000 Canadian Open, just one step away from the grandest stages of tennis competitions. Leading up to her debut at Roland Garros, Mboko has been engaging in a unique psychological strategy that has helped her navigate her rapid rise through the ranks. Instead of succumbing to the pressure of being in the spotlight, she chooses to downplay everything. I kind of just play it down, Mboko shared during a recent interview after her straightforward 6-1, 7-6-4 victory over Lulu Sun from New Zealand. A few days later, she overwhelmed rising star Eva Leis from Germany with a solid 6-4, 6-4 win, propelling her into the third round of her very first major tournament. Though her journey ended there with a loss to Zheng Qinwen, the reigning Olympic gold medalist, she undeniably made a statement that demanded attention from those who had previously overlooked her ascent. Her approach is fascinating. I pretend like I'm playing somewhere else, that I'm not at a Grand Slam. It's just another clay court tournament for me. By doing this, I relieve myself of pressure and allow myself to play more freely, going for my shots without hesitation, she explained. If this playful self-mentalization continues to work, Mboko might just find herself alongside illustrious names in Canadian tennis like Bianca Andreescu, Leylah Fernandez, and Felix Auger-Aliassime. The buzz surrounding her prowess has been fueled not just by her skill, but also her cultural background. She is one of many young athletes from immigrant families breaking boundaries in a sport that's elusive for many. As fellow Canadian tennis star Andreescu noted, Canada is a vibrant, multicultural nation that embraces diversity. It's truly wonderful to see athletes from various backgrounds coming together and thriving. Tennis Canada has nurtured this acceptance, welcoming everyone into the sport regardless of their origins. Victoria is the youngest among 4 siblings, each of whom plays tennis. And her performance on the professional circuit since the beginning of the year has been nothing short of remarkable. Despite finishing last year ranked 350th, her coaches recognized her immense potential, but urged her to take her time due to previous knee injuries that had hindered her progress. However, the tables have turned dramatically. She has been on an incredible winning streak, amassing victories at a staggering pace, starting with 22 consecutive wins on the ITF World Tennis Tour, which is just below WTA competition level. Though she did suffer one loss, she quickly bounced back with 5 additional wins at a WTA 125 event in Porto, before moving on to success in major events in both the United States and Italy. Her record now stands at an impressive 49 wins to 9 losses as she prepares to take on the formidable 2022 Wimbledon champion Elena Rybakina in Montreal. I maintain consistency in my routine during tournaments, sticking to what works for me day in and day out, Mboko said following her victory against Coco Gauff, who had previously triumphed over her at the Italian Open. I think I'm a bit superstitious about it. But I believe in the power of simple routines. They keep me grounded. Fans at the Canadian Open have rallied behind their young star with great enthusiasm. Marco Strilic, one of her coaches at the Canadian Tennis Federation, expressed both excitement and caution. That's a lot of matches for someone her age. If she keeps winning, we need to manage her schedule carefully to avoid injury. This is about building a sustainable career for the long haul. This conversation was happening before she conquered the French Open qualifying rounds, leading to her main draw debut, and then demonstrating her skill against Sun as if she had always belonged on that grand stage. Mboko remained professionally focused against Lice, quickly overcoming a couple of service breaks to secure her win. Her 27-year-old brother, Kevin, who is a tennis coach in the suburbs of Toronto, emphasized her driven mentality. From the moment she woke up, she was fixated on winning, he recounted after she achieved victory. While we tried to remind her to relax and enjoy the experience, she was adamant, "No, I have to win." Her intensity was evident during her warm-up and throughout the entire 79 minutes of play. Whether it was rain, wind, or even muddy balls, nothing could disrupt her focus. My coach wanted the atmosphere to be calm between matches, and I think it worked well for me. She reflected. She woke up early on the day of her match against Lice, prepared and mentally ready. After a quick breakfast and physical warm-up, she spent some downtime in the locker room before her match. All week, I've maintained a laid-back perspective, she noted, appreciating the grounding influence of having her siblings around. Things behind the scenes can get hectic, but my family has done a tremendous job in keeping me shielded from it all. I've just been savoring these moments with my sister and brother, and that has made me feel quite at ease. With her rapid rise, it's only natural that complexity will follow. But for Kevin and others close to Mboko, her extraordinary journey is equal parts exhilarating and predictable. Her oldest sister, Gracia, 28, who is present at the tournament, has supported Victoria through every step of her career. Gracia recalled an event when Victoria was merely 9 years old and unexpectedly given the chance to compete in a local women's tournament. Victoria faced Gracia, who was 17 at the time in the finals, and lost in a comprehensive 6-0, 6-0 match. However, the little girl's confidence and demeanor during that match indicated she believed she could win. It's a remarkable self-belief that top athletes possess, and she showcases it. Gracia, who works in private equity, remarked after watching her sister clinch another win. It's the mindset of not just wanting to win, but knowing you are going to go out there and claim victory. Then she goes ahead and does just that. Of course, her journey hasn't been without challenges. In past seasons, injuries caused by rapid growth and an unfortunate fall had significantly impacted her ability to perform. Last year, she spent considerable time at Justine Henon's Academy in Belgium, focusing primarily on recovery. She struggled to find her footing, finishing the year with a record that reflected her challenges, having lost 3 of her last 4 matches. Last year was tough. It didn't end on a high note at all, Kevin recalled. None of us envisioned this remarkable turnaround. It took all of us by surprise. Their father, Cyprian, a retired mechanical engineer, dedicated his nights to provide for his family while ensuring they attended tennis activities, while their mother, Godet, an accountant, stayed behind to manage a busy workload. The Mbokos emigrated from the Democratic Republic of Congo nearly 3 decades ago to escape the turmoil of the First and Second Congo Wars. At times, visa issues kept the family apart, with Godet residing in Montreal and Cyprian in North Carolina. Eventually, the family relocated to Toronto when Victoria was just a baby. Despite the challenges of last year, Victoria remained resolute. Each year offers a fresh start, and I decided it meant a fresh start for me too, she said during an interview. She set out to embody the athlete she had always envisioned, aggressive, agile, and someone who seizes control of each match. In Miami, she defeated veteran player Camila Osorio and gave Paula Badosa, a top-seeded competitor at Roland Garros, a run for her money in an intense third-set tiebreak. Victoria has showcased an impressive range of skills, blending drop shots and sliced forehands into her repertoire, while also possessing a powerful serve that can clock in at 120 miles per hour. No wonder she grew up idolizing Serena Williams. At the Italian Open, she displayed the kind of finesse people expect from seasoned veterans, dominating the first set against Gauff before encountering resistance as Gauff dug in, showcasing remarkable tenacity. Though Mboko ultimately lost the match, she garnered admiration even from her opponent, with Gauff remarking in a post-match discussion, "She moves incredibly well on the court, though she might just be a step behind me." Gracia observed Victoria's post-match mentality. She was both crushed and incredibly motivated after that loss. She expressed disbelief at how Coco managed to retrieve every ball, Gracia relayed. She kept saying she needed to get in top shape, and that's precisely what drove her forward. That determination shone brightly when she faced a version of Gauff in Montreal who struggled with double faults. Mboko capitalized on this opportunity and maintained her momentum throughout the match, eventually securing a win despite Gauff's inevitable attempts at a comeback. Victoria's learning curve from her first loss to Gauff was invaluable. She recognized that allowing the world number two's resilience to frustrate her had hindered her performance. With coaching support, she has fine-tuned her concentration during matches, focusing on closing out points instead of lingering on previous plays. "My coaches snap me back into the moment when needed," she shared. "They remind me to stay present and focused to see it through to the end." With her 49 wins already this year, Victoria Mboko is undoubtedly becoming a vital presence in women's tennis and making her mark on the sport's biggest stages. Victoria Mboko, Canadian teenager's fairy tale run, continues in Montreal. Imagine a teenager rising from obscurity to challenge the world's best tennis players. That's the incredible story of Victoria Mboko, the Canadian sensation who's stealing the spotlight at the National Bank Open in Montreal. But here's where it gets controversial. Can Mboko keep up her fairy tale run against seasoned professionals? And this is the part most people miss. The pressure of playing in front of a home crowd can either make or break a player's career. Canadian teenager Victoria Mboko has taken the tennis world by storm, booking her first ever WTA Tour semi-final spot with a commanding 6-4, 6-2 victory over Spain's Jessica Bouzas Maneiro at the National Bank Open in Montreal. This victory comes hot on the heels of her stunning upset of top seed Coco Gauff, a match she won in just 62 minutes. You might be wondering, who is this rising star? Mboko, a mere 18 years old, has skyrocketed from being a virtual unknown to a top 100 player. She's shown incredible promise, winning her first professional singles title at the ITF W25 tournament in Saskatoon in 2022 and successfully defending it in 2023. Her meteoric rise continued with a 22-match win streak and 5 titles on the lower-tier ITF Tour. Mboko's journey to the semifinals is nothing short of remarkable. She qualified for her first Grand Slam main draw at the French Open, reaching the third round, and stunned 25th-seeded Magdalena Frech at Wimbledon. But it's in her home country, in front of a roaring crowd, that Mboko truly shines. To play in Canada in front of a home crowd, I train here, so it's always a great opportunity to be here, she said, her gratitude palpable. Mboko's path to the semifinals has seen her claim wins over seasoned pros like 79th-ranked Kimberly Birrell, number 23 seed Sofia Kenin, 39th-ranked Marie Bouzas, and Gauff. Now, she's set to face the formidable Elena Rybakina, the 2022 Wimbledon champion. But Rybakina's path to the semifinals was not without drama, as her opponent, Marta Kostyuk, was forced to retire due to a suspected arm injury. The excitement continues on Tuesday with high-stakes matches featuring Madison Keys, Naomi Osaka, and Elina Svitolina. But all eyes are on Mboko, who could become the youngest woman to reach the WTA 1000 events semifinals since Belinda Bencic in 2015. But here's the real question. Can Mboko maintain her momentum against seasoned professionals like Rybakina? And what does this mean for the future of Canadian tennis? Share your thoughts in the comments. Will Mboko become the next Bianca Andreescu, or is this just a flash in the pan? Don't miss a single serve. Tune in to Sky Sports for live tennis coverage. And if you're not a Sky subscriber, you can still catch the action on Now with no contract. Plus, stay up to date with the latest tennis news, scores, and schedules.